Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Developer Sync first and last one for April. So I would be able to start let's start with the introduction round. So everyone here would know each other. I'll start. I'm Danielle. I'm the PM for Flatcar. And how we do it is like everyone that talks, then introduce the next person. So how about you, Rick?
I'm Rick. I do site reliability engineering at CodeSphere. Basically, all things related to that, and also herding our nodes that are to a large portion Flatcar, not full yet, but hopefully soon. So that's for me. Adrian.
Hello, I'm Adrian. I'm working at Cloud-Based Solutions in Timișoara, Romania. I'm a Flatcar maintainer, a software engineer. Happy to be here. So next, Mathieu.
Hello, I'm a Flatcar maintainer working on topics like testing, cluster API, releasing stuff. So yeah, that's it. What about you, Sayan?
Hello, I'm Sayan. I'm also a Flatcar maintainer working on releases and these days looking into secure boot. Yeah, that's for me. Dongso.
Hi, I'm Dongsu. I'm also Flatcar maintainer, and usually I'm working on several Rust-based projects as well as Flatcar security issues tracking. Next, Jan.
Thanks. I'm also a Flatcar maintainer. I'm working on a few things here and there, some things in the scripts repo, some Flatcar apps, and yeah. So maybe Irvin?
Hi everyone. I work at Microsoft. I'm also a Flatcar maintainer. I have experience mainly with web applications, so my focus is on Nebraska mainly. Yeah. How about you, Timothy?
Hey everybody. Check.
Evan, can you mute please? It overrides the other speakers. Thank you. Sorry, Timothy.
Yeah, all right. Check. Is my mic working? Yes, it is. Hey, I'm Timothy Ravier. I'm working on Fedora Chorus, and so a lot of upstream projects that we have in common with Flatcar, such as Ignition, for example, Afterburn, etc. And I think Daniel is the one that just joined and the last to be to the introduction.
Not this Daniel, the other Daniel.
The other Daniel.
Yeah.
You have two
The other Daniel.
The call.
So Daniel, if you could, Dan, can
Dan.
you unmute yourself to talk? If not, I think Sayan, did you speak?
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone did. Well, that was short.
Yeah, sorry, what was the question?
Oh, we're just going through the introduction, the keywords.
Yeah, pardon, I couldn't hear you. Like just a short introduction, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm Daniel. I'm working on Flatcar at Microsoft. I'm currently working on the NVIDIA drivers CZX.
Cool. And you were the last, so we could go over the agenda items. How about you, Shadow?
Yeah. 1 second.
So
sure.
actually, first item is also yours. So, which is the monthly. Oh wait, there's recurring announcement before.
Oh yeah. So the C groups V1 deprecation is progressing. it'll come with system V256, which absolutely does not support cgroups v1 any longer. It should hit stable with the next major stable update, I think. It is currently in beta, and people still using cgroups v1, please migrate, either migrate to cgroups v2, or if you need more time, LTS 2024 still supports cgroups v1 and will continue to support it until the end of 2025, when we will release the next LTS. But our general guidance is to please migrate and reach out to us because we're here to help you with the migration.
Cool. And then we could go on to the first agenda item, which is the monthly contribution. That's on your plate too.
Yeah, this has been a great month, and so I'm gonna open up the contributors report real quick just to see. You see the raw numbers. We had 17 total contributors in over 8,000 contributions. And we had almost 25% new contributors, so first-time contributors this month, and that is really amazing. I really love it. We had Sanjay contributing to the Nebraska Docker image. He bumped the Alpine version there and helped along with CI and with provisioning in that degree. We had Mr. Bojangles, who added hardware offloading for the MLX5 kmod to the repository, to the distro repository. And then we had 2 contributions to the SysX bakery. And those are nice because both contributions addressed needs in SysX as well as improved the general state of the bakery, and that's nice because we're still iterating, we're still improving things in the bakery, and seeing traction here is amazing, particularly for new first-time contributors. Yeah, so the individual contributions were KeepAliveD and external read-only FS, EroFS, but structurally the contributions also addressed a few issues with the bakery. That is nice.
Well,
all right.
So that's also kind of touch the second item, right?
Yeah, yeah. The second item is security. That's mostly Dongsu's expertise. I'm just looking for the here advisory metrics. So these are items that are being tracked. Those are new advisories. Dongsu, you want to briefly tune in on these?
Yeah, yeah, there have been several new issues in the last few weeks, and I think those were mostly resolved by weekly updates. So credit should go actually to Krishmia. He's also one of our maintainers. Yeah, I think yeah, that's it from my side.
Awesome, thank you, Dongsu. Yeah, Krishmia does a great job in both keeping Flatcar up to date and contributing to Gentoo. He's been called out as some of the key upstreamers in our team, and it's amazing to have him. Good call out. Thanks.
Thank you. But we go now to the tactical board.
Cool. That's me as well. That's the roadmap. As usual, for roadmaps, there isn't like much movement on a like month-to-month cadence because most of these items are very much long-time goals. We have the CQ boot work stream, which has an extra section later on where we continue to make progress, but are currently pending some work from the CNCF. And that's Krasimirs's part, the full alignment with Gentoo. It has seen some automation improvements that makes it easier to keep packages fresh automatically. And composable image has its own section as well. So these are currently our main work streams that we have in the teams. but they continue to be worked on. Like there's nothing wrapped up yet.
Yeah, and I mean, some of them it would take a while.
Yeah, correct. All right. Then let's go through the individual things. Composable operating system, SysX, and cluster API. Do we have any news to share, Mathieu?
Yeah, I think for the next time you might be the one to cover this section, because I don't recently work on these topics because I was involved in the infrastructure, and I think you did most of the work on the SysX side for the SysX bakery reworking, for example. So I think that would make sense if you could cover this section in the
I'm happy to take it over. So yeah, looking at the SysX bakery, there was a lot of kind of effort and brainpower going on there. Going in there. Some work that Mathieu did is like having better documentation and more accessible documentations, and continuously improved on as well. And some other work we did was regarding automated builds and hosting. So every single SysX now is able to auto update in the bakery. So as soon as a new, say, Cilium release comes out in upstream Cilium, the bakery will automatically build a new SysX and publish it. And all of the SysX are now available via extensions.flatcar.org. So if you, for instance, check out the documentation in Cilium, so that's kind of the sources, the URLs that we're using now, and it allows us to have more flexible releases on GitHub. We're still using GitHub releases on that, but it's a lot more scalable now. And you can also click in the documentation here, and you'll get the list of all of the versions that are available from the bakery.
Right.
What's the next? The next is Secure Boot, Trusted Boot. That is Cyan.
Yeah, so from the last month, we definitely had some progress on the CNCF end. So we are working with CNCF to get signed a few signing certificates so that we can submit our shrimp for the review. Thanks to Daniel and Thilo for driving the discussions during the KubeCon. Also, given it's been a bit stuck on this end to get the certificate, what we did last month was to delay the alpha release a bit and include our developer signing keys, like have the shim signed by a developer certificate, and we shipped it in alpha. So we can test our whole pipeline, and things are working great. So you can actually have a secure boot enabled on the latest alpha release. So definitely try that out. We would love feedback. If you have any issues, feel free to report back to the bug tracker or like on Matrix, so that we can take that feedback in and improvise. Yeah, that's mostly on the secure boot end.
Awesome, thank you.
Actually, the next item is mine, but the board is not updated, so I could give a update from the top of my head.
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
So we're about to finish the handover because we came as an incubation project and not through the regular, stages that goes through. Project comes to CNCF through Sandbox, and then to incubation. There was like a couple of items that we needed kind of to clean up. And some of them are still on the CNCF plate, but some are on ours. So there's contribution of trademarks and DNS transfer and stuff like that. So it's in motion and soon to be hopefully finished. Some of it requires. I mean, it's not something that is within our scope of control.
Mostly not, no.
So I cannot really say when would be the clean cut, but yeah. So, but it's in motion. And there's other items that could be that I could track. That starting to think what would help us to move to the next stage of maturity. So maybe that's something that the dashboard could be actually used for moving forward.
That would actually be pretty cool. Yeah, you're right. All right.
Oh, sorry.
That's good.
So next one is the Flatcar infrastructure updates.
Yeah, so as you know, we are seizing the opportunity to redo the whole Flatcar infrastructure following the Equinix metal sunsetting announcement. So yeah, currently I'm working on new solutions to host our Flatcar infrastructure, but the main point is that we need a new home, and it's currently under review from the CNCF. And last news I got on this is that we should get news around the KubeCon for the new home of Flatcar, and I'm still waiting this news. But in the meantime, I've been working and preparing all the move to the new infrastructure. So yeah, good move on this, but we just need to get the approval from the CNCF to know where we should go.
Is there anything I could help with?
Yeah, I already pinged 2 times, so except pinging again, I'm not sure what we could do. But yeah, there is a ticket on the CNCF service desk if you want to have a look or to people's. But yeah.
From all the users of CNCF, there's 2 that had issues to log in, and guess who's the only one who still have issues to log in after getting access and then getting kicked again the 3rd time.
No.
Yeah, so maybe I would need your help to get the extract, or I could do it.
Okay.
Anyway, it's some technical issues, but yeah, I would be happy to help.
I can actually also help you on getting access.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I also have a note. I have a comment here. So as you know, we currently don't have a, let's say, usable user CI in the terms that one user cannot build a Flatcar using the GitHub actions that we have. So I actually made a proof of concept and I have it on my branch, and it's usable for any user to build Flatcar using our actions, GitHub actions, with a free tier. So it works. It works in 3.5 hours, but it works. So I would like to probably open a PR, and you can build Flatcar from any fork. So that was my my intention, using just the free GitHub actions, which might be very helpful for some people that do not have an environment at home. You know, it takes quite a lot of resources to build Flatcar. So I think this might be very helpful and also more friendly.
Awesome. How about you show it in the next office hours?
Yeah, please do a demo.
Community call, sorry.
Yeah, I can do that. It's actually very simple. You go to GitHub Actions and just run. So
awesome.
Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah, that would be great.
That's awesome. Great news.
What's the next item? Oh, Nebraska.
Hello, hello. Is my audio better?
Yeah,
yeah, there is a suppress noise button in Jitsi, so I press that and voila. All right. So regarding Nebraska, there was we made a new release last week. The new release is called 2.10. So this release contains most of the dependency updates that I've been doing with Matthew's help in the last few months. For the ones that don't know, Nebraska was unmaintained, or more or less unmaintained for a few months in the last year. So this release contains mostly a bunch of dependency updates, fixes for packages that might contain vulnerabilities. There is going to be another one which contains again a big batch of dependency updates. In the past few weeks, I've been working on migrating the Nebraska frontend project from create React app library to White. the legacy create React app library tied us to a lot of legacy packages that cause a lot of problems for solving dependency issues there, or dependency conflicts. That's now solved with this white migration. With Matthew, we discussed that we should make these releases regular. So the proposal was to have one Nebraska release in each month, before 1 week before a Flatcar release. So regarding the roadmap, not all the items are on this board. So, for example, the last or a big item that I plan to work on in these weeks is upgrading to Material UI Toolkit 6 or 7. So yeah, I think that's all from Nebraska side. But yeah, let me know, guys, if you have any questions.
Okay, take the 3 seconds of quiet as a no, and next one is
the release planning, right?
Release planning, sorry.
Release planning. Here we go.
Okay, yeah, I'll combine the maintenance team tactical and the release planning. So Tito, if you can go to the tacticals.
Yeah, right away. 1 second. Here we go. I would probably need to.
Area CNCF. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Because the dashboards. Area CNCF is not there anymore. That's fine. Go away. And then just remove, because we merged the copy and composable OS things. That's it. Okay, sorry for that. Fixed.
Yeah, if you can move to the maybe in progress. So the items that the team has been working on has one of the work that we are planning for the next release is the upgrade to 6.12. Adrian, do you want to talk on that?
Yes, so there are 2 pending issues currently under investigation. So the Falco security module, the Docker image doesn't work anymore with 6.12. This has been reported by a Debian user in Falco community and has been fixed upstream, but there is no official Docker image release yet. So, but the fix is already there. So that is one thing that should be fixed with the next Falco security release. And there is one issue with Docker. I have no idea why that happens. So I could not reproduce it locally. Currently, I am testing locally also on my bare metals, and we'll see if the issue if I can reproduce it. It happens only sometimes. So any help with this would be greatly appreciated if someone has an idea on why. And currently we are I'm polishing the PR. It should be ready to merge as long as we consider that we are good with this Docker possible issue.
It looks like a networking thing to me, but that's just guesswork because pulling images and then suddenly the pull stops. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's usually when you cut the TCP stream or it happens.
Yeah, that was my thinking.
Yeah, so it might actually hide something way worse or be just all good. So we'll do some more testing these days. We already have CI running and a lot of other local testing. So we should be confident enough in a few days. Yeah.
Very nice.
If this happens on QEMU only, yes, because we are testing mostly on QEMU. But I'll see if it happens on my local bare metals. I want to reproduce that error. Haven't reproduced it yet.
I personally also pulled the image that you built and tried it locally a couple of times, and it passed every time. I'm yet to try it with running it with Cola. So yeah, but manually it worked. Yeah, thanks, Adrian. Next is like the work that Matthew has been doing with the infrastructure redesign. I know Jan has been working a lot around the readmes and setting up process. So if you scroll down, you can see the code owners and the badges issues in there. Dan has been putting efforts into the work of the NVIDIA drivers. So yeah, and one of the items that I have been working on is the Terraform GCP marketplace. That's also kind of a blocker for the next release because the deadline was 20th March, which we missed, but we have some more time to fix this. So we are working on that item. And yeah, that's mostly what things we are working on. Once and for the next release, we are hoping to close on the kernel so that we can plan because this kernel merge would later the merge into LTS. So the calendar is kind of, we are targeting end of this year, so we would need to merge it and before the next release starts. So once we have the kernel in, we will start the builds and we would be doing a stable release, which is 0.3. Probably next month sometime we would do a 0.4, and then in June end or mid-June you can expect a new stable which would have the updated system D. So where the node comes into the picture, which Thilo shared at the beginning. Yeah, that's mostly from the release planning. Back to Thilo.
Awesome. Let's go really quickly back to tactical and see if anyone in the room has questions or a favorite issue that they want to discuss and talk about that we should be aware of or working on. Maybe Rick or Timothy.
Sure, I have my favorite issue regarding the host names, right? We changed something in Cloud basically to cut the host names, not after 63 characters, but basically on the first period in the host name. So basically, if you have a host name that is something host name dot something something dot something something, you always cut on like the first period now. And there is a build for that I tested, and that part is working very well. The problem is that I think it has the same as also basically all the nightlies and the alpha release, and it's using Container D2X, which is a tiny bit of an issue because everything else that we use is not really ready for Container D2X. So the question, I guess, is how would it move to beta, for example? Because I think beta is still using Container D1X-ish, as far as I remember, right?
Right, but in the next release, the alpha will be promoted to beta. So I guess the Container D 2.0 will come into beta.
Okay.
So yeah, what to say? Oh, what you can do is to deactivate the Container D because it's a built-in CSX and provide your own Container D version, not running on version 2.0, but yeah, used to your own risk.
Okay.
Because it won't be supported officially, but yeah, There is some documentation to see how to deactivate the built-in containerd. So if it's an issue for you to run with this containerd version on beta, you can just deactivate it and use your own containerd version.
Ah, very nice. Can you send me the link maybe if you know where to find it?
Yeah. I'm about to look it up. So that would be I think best documentation we got is the containerd documentation in the bakery, where we provide containerd, I think up to 204, and the config snippet here disables the native containerd that we ship. So and that's that part, and it just basically creates this symlink from containerd Flatcar to dev0 and dev null, and containerd Flatcar is the symlink of the internal sysex that we ship with the operating system image. So just by putting that into your provisioning configuration, you will just like that deactivate the containerd version we ship. You can do the same with the Docker version that we ship, and that's documented in the Docker sysex, and it's almost the same snippet, right? It's here. It just uses, of course, Docker-Flatcar instead of containerd-Flatcar, but that's the only thing that you need to do. And then you would just ingest the containerd and maybe Docker sysex from the bakery, and you can run whatever containerd and Docker versions you want.
Cool. Okay, I'll try that.
Awesome. All right. That was it pretty much. Open mic time.
I guess let me just do one follow-up. I guess the question regardless is how the life cycle for that image would look like. I think right now it's basically in nowhere except on nightly. So how do these things, like what's the normal timeline for these things to kind of progress through the alpha beta stable? Because I think the last change that I would was like so benign that we basically just shoved it right into stable, but this one has like a bit of a change in behavior, so I don't think that is going to make a lot of sense.
So if we talk about the hostname things, it will be available in the next alpha, and that's it.
Also, we merged it.
Yeah, it's merged already.
Awesome.
It's merged. Yeah. But
So
we were thinking about if we should backport it to the current alpha to be promoted as a beta for the next release, but yeah, there is no consensus on this if we should backport this on beta or not. But it will be definitely available on the alpha that we are going to release this week.
Awesome. So I mean, to just basically give you an idea of the usability of alpha, all of our alpha releases undergo the full tests, right? Like alphas are not released with tests that fail. All of the tests that we do, all of the release tests must be green, or else the alpha won't go out. So it's not something that will break stuff. It is alpha because it has some half done features which aren't fully usable yet. But that's part of our developer experience. Usually, we want to make sure that developers can use latest and greatest without things exploding. So if you just want to investigate and play around on top of alpha, then you can absolutely do that.
Yeah. I mean, I was aware. Like, I also don't mind running alpha, but like running off just like a one-off build that didn't seem too well. Like, I would assume the acceptance rate for doing that in production is rather low.
No, that's true. But I mean, you're gonna get it either by the end of this week or early next week when the actual alpha comes out, and then you're good.
Cool. And then I'll look into the sysex bakery, basically. Removing containerd. Thanks.
You're muted.
Sorry. So yeah, so I was just looking through the calendar. So the alpha that we would release might be the one that we do stable in June. Yeah. So it's possible that we would have it. The changes in stable by June.
Something like that. All right. Anyone else wants to speak up?
Yeah, there is a question in the discussion, but Stefan is not here, so I'm not sure if it's worth to talk about this, about the CISX things. And actually, Timothée has been super helpful to answer him regarding Fedora CISX versus CISX Bakery and stuff like that.
Yeah, we've brainstormed a little about this on KubeCon, and I generally like the idea and the direction that the questions are going, but I agree with Timothy that it's a ton of work and like it must be worth doing. I'm personally more trending towards relabeling dynamically on merge, but I'm open for ideas here. Jan.
Yeah, thanks. So I kind of wanted to basically invite everyone to take a look at the discussion we've been having when it comes to the issue of the code owners file. It's basically meant to help you have some automatic assignment of people for PRs. Unfortunately, it's an issue, not a discussion.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
I did just paste that in the chat, and I did allow myself to tag the maintainers group in that. Basically, it's an issue of first, who would we like to have there? Because at some point, if we do add that to every project, we will be constantly being tagged. So if you, let's say, make Flatcar maintainers be in every project, everyone will be tagged for every PR automatically, right? So it's an issue of how do we want to have a structure of people working Flatcar, and how do we want to have everyone be aware of PRs that are important, and at the same time have the PRs reviewed and checked, and at the same time not have everyone just suffer basically a huge amount of noise when it comes to the identification. So feel free to take a look at this issue and just please share what you think.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great thing to bubble up actually. Gut feeling says there are repositories with like high frequencies of PRs, most notably obviously scripts. And then because that would spam my inbox, right? But then there are low frequency PR repos like the CISX Bakery. So for the latter, I would absolutely volunteer to be in the code owners file because I want to be tagged if there's a new PR on the CISX Bakery. Maybe there's like a middle ground, you know?
Yeah, but as I suggested in the discussion, I'm not in favor of having an individual person in the code owner files. For example, Thilo, if you are in the code owner files and you go on vacation or whatever, who is going to review the PRs on the CISX Bakery, for example?
Yeah, but it's a multi-line file, right? We could put people and teams in there. I'm sorry that I reduced that to individual persons, and I agree, you're right.
Yeah, so not only that, you can actually assign both people and multiple teams per files or folders. So for example, with the scripts repo, let's say we have, like, it's probably the best, like the highest amount of PRs we have at our org, right? As you can see here, it's the scripts repo. And we can imagine that a few of those folders are quote unquote individual projects kind of in that repo. So basically we could create a few GitHub teams for even that specific repo. And just in that folder, let's say folder A, that team A will be tagged automatically. In folder B, team B will be tagged automatically. Whereas for other GitHub teams, there would be one team for multiple repos. So this is really up to us how we divide that up.
It sounds great, yeah. And I mean, Timothy, Rick, if you have any input from the user point of view, like what your expectations would be toward maintainers picking stuff up, please feel free to share. I'm just gonna put the, oh yeah, Jan already put it in the chat, put the issue here, 1665. Awesome, great call out, thank you. Wait, here. Timothy.
Hey, yeah, just wanted to share that I've been doing a lot of work on C6 on the Fedora core side of things as well, and like digging a lot of the ideas from what you've done. So it's really great stuff. It works really well. It's very much experimental right now.
Oh, this looks familiar. Nice.
Yeah.
Good job.
It looks exactly like what you did, and like I just a lot of the stuff, and this looks great. So like I said in the discussion, at the moment I think it's difficult to share the system extension between systems, but maybe at some point that could be possible. But at least we could share a lot of the way of doing things, and
Yes.
at least the mechanics, and probably around the updates, etc., and the code potentially in sysupdate, etc. So yes, there's a lot of potential for improvements there, and so yeah, I hope I'll be making progress on this in the next weeks. So thanks a lot for the work there. It really helped us.
Awesome. It's always amazing to see stuff we did being picked up and being used. So that's awesome to see. Thanks for sharing.
Okay, then.
Bye. Enjoy your time, folks. Thanks for joining.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.